Okay, I am phasing you out of this ASMR part of the evening. Wake up, wake up, wake up. There you go. You guys okay? Can you hear me? Beep, 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 beep. It is Hot Ham Radio over here. How do you like my thumbnail for tonight? Because we might be reaching the end, folks, tonight. This might be the end times of the conexiones. What's it called? Conexiones coaching reels. I don't know. Do you think we'll make it there tonight? What do you think? Well, thanks for being here. Good to see all of you. Tell me how my levels are, darlings. Oh, you gotta get rid of. See, I'm learning my technology. Get rid of that. Gonna throw that one in the old trash can. Okay. LW knows what I'm talking about. She seems like she's a OBS user or something. Some sort of audio visual engineer, some sort of visual creator. Howdy, Kai Ocean. Good to see you, my love. I'm feeling much better. Thank you. Oh, this chat is actually working with my new computer. I'm really excited. The prednisone is helping, and the higher processing speeds. It's amazing. Yeah, I am feeling better. Getting there. Getting there. A little better all the time. I was gonna do something really mean. I was gonna play this other thing. Make you listen to it for like 10 minutes. Hang on. Now that I have a fast computer, I can like do things. It's really fun. I was just gonna play this, but I think it costs money to play this, so don't cancel me. This song belongs to Nintendo or something, or whoever owns it. What do we think? It's the prednisone and ADHD. Thank you. Nope, need to get rid of this. This is gonna really, I'm gonna be stuck in that jam for like 10 hours. I hope you guys can't hear the laundry machine. Hot Ham Jr. Kept waking up. She was like, I don't know. She just wants candy all the time ever since Halloween. She's like, one more piece of candy. I'm like, you've lost your mind. You're going into distortion. Oh no. Isn't that music so soothing? It's the Wii music. Do 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 do. Oh, also I realized like last night I didn't even have like half of the lights in my house on. I was like channeling Jodi with the power out. Oh, and this chat is just helping so much because I don't have to look at my phone anymore. LW, that the Wii soundtrack would be a great, really fantastic thing to play on an accordion. Um, Howdy, Laura. See the wonders that modern medicine can do. Thanks for joining. And I actually did something really smart. I picked up food because it's been a really long day. It has been a really long day. While we're just hanging out here with my hamsters and me, before we get into the more bombs, fear and bloating and distortion, um, I'll just tell you a little story about Hot Ham's day. It was, I went to work. So my daughter, I dropped her, no, she went with her carpool to school. Then I drove to work. Then I drove to the motor vehicle department to update my driver's license name because I've been divorced for many years and it's the only thing that I haven't changed because it's always such a hassle to do anything. So I would always just renew the driver's license with the old stupid name. But I'm done with that. So I had to like I'm done. I need to get my old name back, my maiden name. So I went in to do that and they informed me, "Oh, like you due to some paperwork that was lost during pandemic times, you need if you want a new license, like you can still legally drive, but your license was apparently suspended for like a year for some paperwork issue, and our system won't work unless you take the driver's test again. You can't get a new license with your real name." So, um, basically, then I had to drive back to work, get coverage for work, make an appointment for 2 for a driver's test across the city in Baltimore. And my coworker came with me because she had to like be my other driver in the car so I wouldn't get an automatic fail. I swear, you guys, I don't know where Hot Ham was today, but I had to take the driving test again for no apparent reason other than like paperwork distortion from 2020 that I wasn't aware of until today. So the good news is that I passed the driver's test, even though I drive like I've driven every day of my life for the last how many? Like 30, no, not 30, 20 years, probably. I don't know. Can't do math right now. I'm in distortion. But I was really smart because I realized, oh, after this, I aced my test. And my daughter is going to dinner with the neighbors tonight. So I can just go pick up some delicious Korean food on my way home and have everything ready before I do my live stream later. I will have the food in front of me to eat so that I'm not starving the entire live stream. And we had a lovely evening and I had my Korean food. I feel so wonderful. And I'm glad my daughter was eating at the neighbors because if she had even seen the Korean food, she would have probably had a really rough time of it. Anyways, I don't know if any of that made any sense. Basically, Hot Ham has had a day. It's been a long day. So let's go into distortion. Let's listen to the last one again. Frustrated with therapy? Or oh, all right, I have to unmute it.
You are a soul. You have a spirit inside you. Your spirit is governed by living and choosing principles of truth. And when people understand what that means, principles of truth, then they have outcomes because they use their agency to choose.
Laura, it's food from Korea. It's really good. Like I got bibimbap and what did I get? Oh, and I can't remember how you pronounce it, but the seafood pancake. I ordered from a restaurant called Yonggok. Literally, I know that's how you pronounce that one. Yonggok. Yonggok. Oh, my driver's license was suspended for a really stupid thing that wasn't a moving violation. And I moved. There were, you know what? It was just a day of a lot of red tape. and I had to have my bibimbap. Let's go back to distortion.
Principles of truth. The outcomes create connection. Yeah. Connection is a fruit of using agency in ways of truth. And so along with connection comes peace. It comes clarity. I don't walk around any longer confused about stuff. I mean, somebody could say something and I could feel a tinge of confusion, but that's because someone is saying something that possibly is not in the truth, or something that I don't understand, and so I can ask questions. I have skills. How many times have I said that? I'm so grateful, Ruby, that I have skills, because I just ran into an experience.
This is so loud on
that
my
was
headphones.
so
That's why it's hard to
challenging. Because you are
I have
a
to half
soul,
listen to hear
you
my
have a
daughter.
spirit
She's
inside
awake.
you. Your spirit is governed by living and choosing principles of truth. And when people understand what that means, principles of truth, then they have outcomes because they use their agency to choose principles of truth. The outcomes create connection. Yeah. Connection is a fruit of using agency
with these people is
in
that
ways.
this is why I listen to these. I'm not just like a complete stoner. I do listen to things over and over when I don't feel like I'm getting the point. Like if I'm like, maybe I missed something there, you know? Laura, I thought I just said what I get. I get the beef bibimbap and the Korean beef bibimbap and the seafood pancake. It's delicious. Delicious pancakes. I'm not going to make you guys listen to this anymore. But yeah, they speak in like the most general terms. Like, and then distortion turns into blah blah blah, and then truth,
and so along with connection comes peace.
Along with connection,
it comes clarity.
Peace comes.
I don't walk around
walking around
confused
and
about stuff. I mean, somebody could say something and I could feel a tinge of
and I could
confusion,
truly
but that's
distort it, and then I could fall off of a mountain barefoot and find a rattlesnake in my pants.
Thousands of ways to act.
And a little cactus tree. You guys, oh no. Reading the chat is going to distract me so much. Yeah, I'm not going to read it, you guys. Don't be offended if I don't answer questions.
Act out obsessive compulsive
'Cause I can't.
behavior. And the catalyst of what's driving it in every single person is the same. And here's the catalyst.
Here's the catalyst, guys.
Catalysts
Listen up.
are
Literal terms here.
I don't
Let's
understand who I am as a being. Like I don't understand my identity as far as being a child of God and the worth
Well, that
and
already
the
means
value
nothing.
and the importance
Because
and the
what is your
love
idea of God, Jodi?
that God
Yourself?
has for me. Like I don't get that. And then secondly, I don't understand how to manage discomfort. There's thousands and thousands of ways to act out obsessive compulsive behavior, and the catalyst of what's driving it in every single person is the
poor
same.
Jodi doesn't know
Here's
how
the
to
catalyst.
manage her discomfort.
Catalysts are I don't understand who I am as a being. Like I don't understand my
don't either,
identity as far as being a child of God and the worth and the value and the importance
Buzzwords. They're the most boring
and
buzzwords.
the love
And the
that
love.
God has for
and
me.
the-
Like I don't get that.
I don't.
And then secondly, I don't
Gandalf.
understand how to
Gandalf.
manage discomfort. There's thousands and thousands of ways to act out obsessive compulsive behavior, and the catalyst of what's driving it in every single person is the same.
Guys,
And here's the catalyst.
it sent me into distortion.
Catalysts are
That
I don't understand who I am as a being. Like I
Anyways.
don't understand my
it's gonna be a really interesting evening. How many more rows of these horrible things do we have to go through? They're just so wild. Oh,
Moms, dads, you need to be fighting 100% of the time. It's not a battle with your child. This is a battle against the evil that's in the world today.
yes.
And you need to be battling it
Oh,
every minute of the day.
And teaching your children
the
how to
day.
battle it. And that's where connections can come in and be just a godsend for you. because we
I
are
wonder
very
why it's
skilled
not.
at teaching you
We've
how
moved.
to
Wait,
see the
maybe it's
evil
not centered
and
correctly.
call the evil out. A lot of people don't even know how to
Cutting
put
off.
words to what's going
They're
on.
really
I
aiming
talk
on
to
old
moms and they're
Jodester
like,
there.
Jodi, this is what went on with my child, and I know it's wrong, but I don't even know how to put language to how wrong it is.
That's why
And
I
then they'll
called
tell
you,
me a
Jodi.
scenario, and I'll say, well, here's what I'm hearing, and I'll explain it, and they'll say,
They'll
yes,
tell me a sonara.
that's what it is.
Moms,
Wow.
dads,
Let's hear this again.
you need to be fighting 100% of the time. It's not a battle with your child. This is a battle against the evil that's in the world today.
Why are
And
you
you
even
need to
talking?
be battling it
Why?
every minute of
And why
the
are
day.
you battling with
And
your
teaching
child
your
about it?
children how to battle it. And that's where connections
What?
can come in and be just a godsend for you.
It sure can't.
Because we
What
are
is
very
she
skilled
wearing?
at teaching you how to see the evil and call the evil
Can't
out.
zoom
A
in
lot
on
of
it right
people
now. I
don't
have
even
to
know how
zoom
to
in
put
later.
words
But she's
to
wearing
what's
some
going
sort of
on. I mean, I talk
like
to
some
moms
sort of
and they're
little-
like, Jodi,
What's
this is
that?
what
Is
went
that
on with my
some
child, and I
MLM
know it's
jewelry?
wrong, but I don't even know how to
That looks
put
like
language to
MLM
how wrong
jewelry.
it is.
That looks like
And
some
then
Salt
they'll tell
Lake
me a
City
scenario, and I'll say, well, here's
MLM
what I'm
jewelry.
hearing, and I'll explain it, and they'll say, yes, that's what it is.
Oh, that
Moms,
reminds me. I have
dads.
to catch up on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Laura, you're an art degree. That's awesome. I'm an art history degree. Can you tell? It's that's why I work full time and do this at night for fun. Um, fighting for your child. Ugh. The worst is that like the thumbnails are so disingenuous. They're like so not representative of whatever they're talking about. That's why it gets confusing and we go into distortion. Kai, another art. Let's just mute that. We can play it, but we can mute it. Yay, artsy folks. Art farts. This is not art. This right here, not art. And not reality. Interestingly. Two things. Both can be true. Two things. Oh.
I hear it from parents all the time. I don't want to be a controlling parent.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't.
Right. Control is not parenting. That's all it is. It's controlling. So no, you don't want to be a controlling parent. And like Ruby just said, I hear this probably every other day. Someone says, I'm afraid that I am controlling. I'm afraid
The
that
comments are getting
I'm afraid.
snarkier by
So
the
if
day
you're
here. We're
afraid,
getting
if you
closer
say that
to
a lot, you're controlling.
Stop, LW. Are
There's
you
your
serious?
indicators that you have fear.
Are you serious? Are we in distortion? Is this just the university? Is this just Betsy DeVos again? Is this some sort of like? Are we in a pipeline here? The algorithm. We are in the algorithm. I'm aware. Howdy, Lisa! Yay! Are you in an art degree as well? Because apparently all of us are. That's why we're here. Cheers.
Fear leads to
I
control.
passed my driving
I'm going
test.
to break this down for you so you can see it.
Yeah, that's
So
great. I
excited.
know that if your leading question is
37
this
American years
controlling or
old?
not, if that's the biggest filter that's
Ooh,
going
they're
through
in
your mind every
darkness.
day as you're
Wait,
making
I gotta start this one over. Why are they? They're never wearing dark clothes. Have you noticed that? Oh, except now and then. Ooh, it's a lot of purples.
I hear it from parents all the time.
It's a lot of that plant, you know, and that plant, and that vase in the Jodi mausoleum. Look at Jodi's face there. She's like, these two, what a couple of nuts they are, huh? Am I right? Lucy and Ethel.
I don't want to be a controlling parent,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't.
Right. Control is not parenting. That's all it is. It's controlling. So no, you don't want to be a controlling
Well,
parent. And like Ruby just said,
everyone
I hear
here is
this
clearly an
probably
artist.
every other day someone
all
says, I'm
viewers
afraid
are clearly
that I am
artists.
controlling. I'm afraid that
Because
I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
anybody
so if you're afraid, if you say that a
who is
lot,
afraid of these people
you're controlling. There's your indicators that you have fear.
and is fascinated
Fear
by these
leads to
people,
control.
I think has
I'm going to
a
break this down for you so you can see it.
creative
that's
mind.
great. I know that if your leading question is this controlling or not? If that's the biggest
it is
filter
truly,
that's
like,
going through
so
your mind every day as
fascinating
you're
to
making
me
decisions, is this
how people
controlling? Is
this
this not
boring
controlling? That's what you're
manage
bowing to.
to
I hear
convince
it from parents
people.
all the time. I don't want to be a control.
I know I was just talking the whole time and it's my fault and nobody heard anything that they said probably, unless you were listening really closely, which I wasn't. So you'll have to rewind if you want to hear that. And
How many times in your family have you guys made a decision because
this comment, I just need to stop. I have to cough. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Oh, I wasn't muted. Sorry, you heard me cough. But anyways, I'm not a fan of fat shaming. But in this case, I'll take it. I'll take it.
you wanted the family to be preserved? You didn't want to upset Aunt Ida. You didn't want to hurt the feelings of Uncle Bob. And so
Uncle Bob?
Just omit what you share with them, or you shush someone who's saying something about them that is super important and you're choosing
It
to
looks
ignore
like
it because
Jodi
you don't
never,
want to
like, took
upset
her-
the family.
She doesn't air out her
And
clothes
so
after she gets
your
them
motive
from,
here is in
Chicos.com.
distortion, because your motive is to
She needs to, like,
control
let
what the
steam those
family
babies.
looks like, feels like, acts
Gotta
like.
steam
When in
those
truth,
clothes when you get 'em in
the
the
only way
mail,
you can be
honey.
in truth is if you are being honest and responsible and humble for yourself. So you as the mom, you as the dad,
Look at
your
them with their
responsibility
little-
is
look at their little
to
headsets.
only preserve
like they're-
honor.
it's like they're
I
at,
would use the word honor truth
I don't
within
know.
yourself,
It
and
reminds
then
me
to
of so
teach
many
your child
things. It
how to
reminds
honor
me of,
truth.
like,
How
Christina
many
Aguilera.
times in your family have you guys
It
made a
reminds me
decision
of
because
the Home
you
Shopping
wanted
Network. Good luck. Good luck, Laura. I'm glad you can tune me out because I'm in distortion. I think my brain won't allow me to actually absorb anything these people are saying. So I'm going to have to go back and listen as well. So please tell me if I'm drowning them out too much, because I do want people to be able to hear the important things that they're saying. Oh God, look at this thumbnail. Get crazy. Parenting with no... Why would you be parenting with fear? Okay? Are you going to make me be a rambling ham? Am I going to have to go off on a ramble? Like, I'm scared of having to take the freaking first time driver's skills exam in Baltimore City for the first time in 20 something years after getting good driver discounts on my insurance for the past 20 years for no reason other than red tape. That is a fear. That's my truth. I'm afeared. Parenting? Why are people afraid of their children? Don't have 8,000 children if you are going to be afraid of them. Pro tip.
I go into fear when my kids bring home school papers that say we're going to have a fundraiser. Yikes! That's when I go into fear.
That's
or
right,
even
Kai,
if they
I
bring
was
home,
humble.
they'll have a carnival day, and immediately I go into
carnival.
fear because I may not want to go. I mean,
I want to hear about a carnival day. She had me at carnival day. See, now I can't tell. Oh, God. It's Carnival Day. Parenting with no fear. Clearly, that means Carnival Day.
I go into fear when my kids bring home school papers that say, we're going to have a fundraiser.
Oh, my God. Did I not literally say this?
That's when I go into fear.
Wait.
Or even...
Let me make sure. Didn't I say this last night? That, like, yeah, there's a lot going on. I have one child. One. But I'm only one person. And so, you know, it's a lot of work, but it's great. But, like, maybe you shouldn't have had 6 if you're going to go insane and join a cult and abuse your children. What do I know? I passed the driver's exam at 37 after driving for 20 years, so.
if they bring home, they'll have a carnival day. And
Carnival. Oh no. My child's gonna have a carnival day. Not a carnival day. I can't think of anything more frightening. Oh, the humanity of a carnival day.
immediately I go into fear because
Look at these comments. Lunatics. Who raised these sociopaths? Oh, I was reading part of Jodi's book tonight. Oh my goodness. We got to wait for Hot Ham's voice to come back fully for that one because I'm highlighting a lot. Hot Ham's got her highlighter. Mommy, wait, what is this? Mommy Muffins is in prison. What? Mommy Muffins in prison? Probably mandatory. Have fun now. Oh. How can you joke about not wanting to attend school functions with your kids like it's funny? Well, I agree. It is weird, but I would suggest maybe not having a million kids without your own like mental stability. But I don't know.
I may not want to go. I may not be able to go. What if I don't want the family to go on that day and we have something else? And then are they going to be upset with me? Am I hurting my children if I don't let them go to the carnival?
No. Like, don't freak out. Do what you can. I missed a total fundraiser last month, Ruby, and I'm not beating myself up over it that bad because I did all the other things and we were both sick and, you know, you do what you can. What's wrong with you? Don't listen to this crazy mad lady. Anyway.
I know that sounds ridiculous. I mean, you're watching, you're probably thinking, going to the carnival or not going to the carnival, it doesn't make a difference. 5 years down the road, your kid's not going to remember. But in the moment, I'm like, if I don't show up to the Mommy Muffin Monday morning, Mommy Me time, my kid is not going to remember their mother loved them. Like that's the fear I go into, Jodi. I go into fear when my kids bring home school papers.
That makes that joke so much funnier. Mommy Muffins in prison is probably mandatory. Have fun, though. What is coming into your what is coming into my home? What's coming into your home, hamsters? What can we guess? What do you think? What do you think is coming into your home? Any guesses? Wait, what am I doing? What? Something weird just happened. Anyways.
How many of you parents are tuned in and really aware of what's in your home? What magazines are on your shelves?
Police.
What books are your
Police or what was coming into your home?
Children reading? What are they watching on TV and who are they interacting with? These are important questions because parents are responsible for what comes into their home. I know when my children were growing up, some of the book series that I allowed in my home were for selfish reasons because it helped the kids to read, I would justify.
Look at this. I'm interested in the ones that are older. This is from 42 weeks ago, so almost a year. What is a year? 52 weeks. So this was 42 weeks ago. Hi. Please be aware of the things you are choosing to spread on the internet. The cast member of Descendants did not commit suicide. He died of SUDEP. Something that can happen to people with epilepsy, which the actor was previously diagnosed with. Well, clearly I need to listen. Is she talking about this? Maybe I should have read this. No offense, but that was in 2019, and also, what has that got to do with this video? Oh, we should ignore that comment. What is she talking about?
Or it keeps my children entertained and they're funny. What could it hurt? Books like Junie B. Jones or Captain Underwear, Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
Whoa.
Charlie's Bumpers.
Captain Underwear. Captain Underwear. Oh, sorry.
There were many series that seemed harmless on the outside. However, years down the road, I could not complain when I started to see
It's Captain Underpants. It's not Captain Underwear.
disconnect and my child speaking exactly as the characters in the book.
This comment, are you aware that you're crazy? 50 weeks ago, 89 likes. Oh, man. Interesting. There's some nuanced comments in here. Except for this one. This is the least nuanced comment in this thread. This is why people like you should just be quiet. And she's not talking about Ruby, because Ruby should just be quiet.
Books that I was providing for them. How many of you
Laura,
parents
my right
are
arm.
tuned in and really aware of what's in your home?
Did you know, you guys, everybody, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Now that I've had my magical pancake, seafood pancake. What's it called? Korean. I have to look it up. Sorry. I don't know where my windows are. What's it called? See the level of ADD and prednisone at the same time. Korean pancake. Whoa, I'm not gonna pronounce that. Pajon. Oh no. Humel. Seafood green onion pancake. Hamur Pajon. That's the best I'm gonna do on that pronunciation, but it's delicious.
What magazines are on your shelves? What books are your children reading? What are they watching on TV and who are they interacting with? These are important questions because parents are responsible for what comes into their home. I know when my children were growing up, some of the book series that I allowed in my home were for selfish reasons because it helped the kids to read, I would justify. Or it keeps my children entertained and they're funny.
So, okay, I get it. So she just had, sorry, I'm like, here we go. I'm going to start it over. Rambling ham again. It's because I'm like trying to Listen. Oh, and the laundry machine keeps doing that weird alert thing where it like turns back on and off. And I can't find my chapstick, so I'm just using lipstick. So now my lips are gonna look like blue. What is coming into your home? Could it be Captain Underpants?
How many of you parents are tuned in and really aware of what's in your home? What magazines are on your shelves? What books are your children reading? What are they watching on TV and who are they interacting with?
LW, good point. Yeah, the books in my house, the books in my house for Hot M Jr. are You Are Not Enough and Visions of Glory. I am putting them into a safe. I'm gonna buy a safe that no one has the key to, even me. That's what I'm gonna do.
These are important questions because parents are responsible for what comes into their home. I know when my children were growing up, some of the book series that I allowed in my home were for selfish reasons because
sometimes I just wanted to read the Babysitter's
I
Club.
would justify.
Or I wanted to read
it
Goosebumps.
Keeps my children entertained and they're funny. What could it hurt?
I have to admit,
Books
I really
like
like reading a few of the different. There's a few of them that I really enjoy. I love Babar, and my daughter's just not into it really. So perhaps I'm living in distortion because I was selfishly trying to make my daughter love Babar books. Oh, how selfish of me. Oh, I am aware of what is in my house and how my children are being affected.
Junie B. Jones or Captain Underwear, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Charlie's Bumpers. There were many series that seemed harmless on the outside.
Charlie's Bumpers. Oh, see, I remember this. I don't know if any of you guys listen to Jordan and McKay. They're a great channel, Jordan and McKay. They've done so much great coverage of this case, but they did an amazing like recap of the connections videos, and this was one of them.
Side. However,
because I just remember her saying these names. Yes, Amiosa, it is. It's like a voice. It's just a knife out of distortion.
Years down the road, I could not complain when I started to see disconnect and my child speaking exactly as the characters in the books that I was providing for them. How many of you parents are tuned in and really aware of what's in your home? What magazines are on your shelves? What books are your children reading? What are they watching on TV and who are they interacting with?
Sorry, that's like crazy. The chat just like changed on my live thing. I hate technology, but once I get it all sorted, here we go. I won't have to be annoying about it. I won't have to be annoying about it anymore. Once I get it all figured out. Oh man, you guys are chatting away in here. And Hot Ham's just trying to... I'm just trying to... There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I'm not... Now I'm reading it. Yep. Well, I have a theory about that, LW. I think... It's pretty consistent with like the idea of over-sexualizing anything to their children in this group of like these people that I've been paying attention to. They definitely are in the habit of like over-sexualizing things for little children. And in places where it's not even like real or necessary, and it like creates its own problem. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. Don't quote me on that. Thank you,
You wonder
Amios.
where I've been on my vlogs?
You enjoy my those are my awkward ham melodies. Oh my God, look at the fern. I keep thinking of Between Two Ferns, like I said a few episodes back, but this cactus just, it's almost like there's like a invisible like plastic cord that's like attached to Ruby's belly button. So the plant can't, like, any way she moves, the plant is always just sitting there in front of her. I don't know. I just really want to understand. And it seems like there are like a bunch of people in here because there's like different shot angles and there's someone with an iPhone filming, because here it seems like they have like they have their little globe, their little Christina Aguilera's on.
You wonder why I left YouTube? It's to
Oh no. Oh no, everybody get your little handkerchiefs.
save my kids. No amount of money.
Kai Ocean. I think that you should pitch that straight to TLC or Bravo. Bravo. Definitely Bravo. Andy Cohen would love it. I swear.
I'm telling you, I was making millions. And I left
The music.
it because my kids were being hurt.
Look at, oh my
With
God.
entitlement, they were being hurt. With people's
What is
advice.
going on, ladies?
And they didn't have a mother at the front saying, I don't care what the world's opinion is. This is the truth, and this is where I stand.
God,
And
these jump
fortunately,
cuts
I
are
had a
so
chance. I
awkward
had them
and
in my home long
confusing.
enough to do it, and I'm not going to lose them. They're seeing truth, they're accepting truth, they're loving truth.
Howdy
And
objection
so
overruled.
this is my passion, is to invite you to
love
stand in
you.
truth
Thanks
and
for
put your
popping
opinions
in.
to the side for a minute. Because your kids are the target of distortion.
Yeah,
You wonder
you
where I've been on
crazy
my
bitches.
vlogs? You wonder
You wonder where I've been on my vlogs. This is why I have to wait for Hot Ham Jr. to fully fall asleep before I go live, because, you know, we live in a one-bedroom apartment and, well, slash, it's like, you know, it's a one-bedroom house. It's a small house, very small. And it's a tiny house. And if she just hears me out here talking to myself with headphones, like, she doesn't hear what I'm listening to. That alone is bad enough. But just hears me out here going like, blah, blah, blah. That's why sometimes I'm like, I hope if I ever hear she's having like weird dreams, if she's like, Mommy, I had a dream that you looked like a planet and you were talking about cults and cactuses. And I'll be like, oh, Mommy needs to get a bigger house or stop going on YouTube or get a better job. Objection overruled. Where were we? I don't know why I worried. I was like, oh no, we don't have many left. This picture. Helping your children manage themselves.
So many of us that are parents, it's like, I don't want to have to track them down. I don't want to have to just, you know, like take everything away from them. And it's like, you're not taking things away from them. What you're doing is you've handed them things that they're not managing. And so it's your job to make sure that the first thing they manage is themselves. Like, they understand how to manage themselves. They know how to be responsible for themselves. They know how to not blame. They know how to get curious, which means humble. They know how to ask questions.
Get curious.
They know how to say, that doesn't feel right. Can you help me understand? They know how to do all that. And when you give them activities,
and that's why you tie them up if they're going to communicate that to other people.
or you give them opportunities.
Not a laughing matter. Hey, anybody new in the chat? I'm real sarcastic.
That they engage in where they can't manage themselves, they're only going to become more and more unmanageable inside of these activities. so many of us that are parents, it's like, I don't want to have to track them down. I don't want.
I don't even know what she's talking about. Ever. Jodi, I literally have voice blindness. I can't take that one back. I don't know what that was. Voice blindness.
Interesting that principles of truth
Voice blindness might be pretty. This is probably because I've been listening to these people for 3
govern
days.
our relationships. That's something that I don't know if you knew that.
Howdy, Ruby Dora.
And the plants, math, photography, biology.
Yeah, Kaioshin. I keep thinking about that too. I remember when I was our child teacher conferences are coming up, and I keep thinking about that because I know nothing yet about like really what I'm like dying for more communication. I get the like work from home every day and the smiley faces and the notes and stuff, but I really want to talk to the teacher to really hear what's going on, because I remember when I was in the 2nd grade, I drew a because I you guys don't know my parents. So they can't tell me not to tell this story. But yeah, when I was in the 2nd grade, the teacher was like, "Can you go home tonight and draw a picture of your evening and draw 2 pictures? No, 3. It was 3 pictures of your evening." That was the homework. It was like a journal. So I drew a picture of what my parents talked about that night and what they did. The first picture was of my dad getting home late from work after getting pulled over by a lady police officer. I don't know, for some reason I thought that was like interesting. Like a lady police officer pulled my dad over on his way home from work. So I drew a picture of like a lady with long hair in a police car. And then the next picture was of my mother falling down the stairs with a little thought bubble thinking about an egg. Because when I got home, she told me, "Oh, I fell down the stairs earlier. I think I'm just going to make some eggs for dinner." So I drew a picture of her literally falling down the stairs with a thought bubble of an egg. And the final picture was the picture of my parents sitting down to eat dinner. And it was like, or of our dinner time. Like, what did you do at dinner time? And honestly, these are all like really good memories. There's no trauma here. So don't feel worried. This isn't meant to be triggering because it isn't for me. It's like fond memories. But the final picture was of our dinner, and it was just my parents in the dining room sitting at a table across from each other with a freaking goblet. Like, not a goblet, I'm sorry. It was like it was just the hugest bottle of wine you could ever imagine in the middle of the table. Like, no food. It was just a giant bottle of wine. And then me in the corner on a tiny stool watching TV. Because for me, that was like my perfect night. I was like, oh, mom and dad are drinking some wine. I can maybe watch TV while I eat dinner. So it was like a rare treat. And I remember my teacher was a nun, and she commented on it and wrote, "Sounds like an interesting evening." And sent it to my parents. And my parents never got over it. And I think my mom still has it because she was like, I'm sorry. Wait, look, what are we looking at here? What was that? Did you see that? After that interlude. I love you guys. I'm glad you like my crazy stories. I'm a rambling ham, but yeah, so that's my distortion. I'm just worried that Hot Ham Jr. is like if she's drawing any pictures of mommy these days, like my mommy goes home After we do our homework and I eat my dinner and we read a story, she goes into the living room and talks to people on the internet looking like a moon. Oh my God, my mute button is not working. I'm really sorry. Okay. Thank you, you guys. I really needed to get that out. Okay.
Interesting that principles of truth govern our
I just want to
relationships.
see what all the little things about
That's
plants.
something that
pop up.
I don't know if you knew that. And the plants,
Plants.
math, photography, biology, physics,
Everything.
These are everything. These are the facts of life right here. These are the principles. Finally, you guys. Finally. We finally have answers. It's all I've wanted this whole time. We're on what? Part 9? I thought this was going to be the last part of the Connections IG. But here we are. Still got plenty more. And this is the first time I'm getting any solid, concrete answers as to what anything is in broader terms than truth or distortion or darkness or principles or... So we're getting a little more specific these days. This is December 13th, 2022. Ooh. Oh, I get it. Wrong. They're heads of school. That makes no sense, kind of, but it's also funny.
everything has principles, and they just function inside those principles all the time. And the difference between you and me.
I need to start it over because I just need to pause that. I need to take a screenshot. I need to take a screen, or no, I'll do it later, but because if I do it now.
Interesting
but
that
someone take a
principles
screenshot of the
truth
principles.
govern
We
our
almost missed them.
relationships. That's something that I don't know if you knew that.
I don't know
and
if you guys knew.
Plants, math, photography, biology,
physics.
everything.
Okay. Putting it into I'm taking a picture of it right now with my phone. So that's what people do. Okay. Done. Understood the principles. Plants, physics, biology, photography, math. I am good at one of those things.
Everything has
or
principles,
know about.
and they just function inside those principles all the time. And the difference between you and me.
Howdy, Kimberly Hacker. Good to see you. Welcome back. Yeah, it is pretty lovely. I can laugh more freely these days.
Is that we have agency. We get to choose if we're going to be governed by principles.
Right.
I mean, we are governed by principles, but we get to choose if we're going to be governed by principles of truth or if we're going to be governed by principles of distortion.
Right.
Or plants.
And so if you bring a distorted
or
principle
photography.
into any realm, it violates the principles of truth. So you no longer will have this movement that
Music.
naturally moved in truth. You will contaminate it. You will create a counterfeit. And it may look the same, however, it will not have a base of truth. And so at
counterfeit.
some point, it is going to
What?
start decomposing. It's going to start breaking.
Your counterfeit won't have its base, which means that it will start distorting and
down. It's
if you're not reading about your plants.
going to die. quite frankly.
Oh, look. Let's see if we can see the invisible wire between the cactus and Ruby's belly button.
See it in the fruits, quite
Yes.
literally.
I can't see it in the fruits.
Interesting that principles of truth govern our relationships. That's something that I don't know if you knew that.
Laura, she got
and
that shirt
the plants
on
math,
Amazon.com.
photography.
I bet you. No, actually, I bet she got that at Ann Taylor. No, no. Chico's, I'm telling you. Or Lane Bryant. How long have I'm like, wow, I've already been going like over a whole hour. My voice is really going. Ooh, we got to get to Woke is Not Awake. Okay? We got to get there. We got 3 more before Hot Ham's voice is done. My Christmas gift. Special Christmas message.
A name is so important.
Ooh, some people are mad. My Christmas gift and yours. Are you excited for Christmas because of gifts, reunions, or delicious roasted turkeys? Well, I thought... look at her weird outfit. This is just... Ooh, shade. Okay. I'm not going to pay attention to the comments anymore.
And I think it would be a beautiful gift this Christmas season if we understood the names of the Lord and then how that applies to us.
Damn. Some of these comments, these are old.
Because as Christians,
people are being a little bit mad.
We are given the opportunity to take upon us the name of Jesus Christ. We have the opportunity to become like him. And one of the ways we do that is by taking upon us his name, the Good Shepherd and the Lamb,
Ooh.
My might and my strength.
You're looking very
friend,
shepherdly
Holy
today,
One of
Ruby.
Israel, the Holy One, Seer, Al Shaddai, Savior, Redeemer, Advocate, Prince of Peace.
It's really funny because I'm
Lord
using
of
the
hosts,
same microphone
Lord of the
literally
battle.
right now.
There are so many.
Can I name it
choose
Lord
from,
of the
and
Battle?
In my lifetime, I want to
Dear
embrace
microphone, you are
and
named
embody
Lord
and
of the Battle.
encapsulate every one of those names of
I'm
the
going to listen to
Savior.
this again because it makes no
I
sense.
wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Oh,
and
she's
leave
talking
you
about
with
the
this
Savior.
message of
Okay,
hope
get it.
and redeeming love that we can find when we take upon ourselves the names of Jesus Christ. A name is so important, and I think it would be a beautiful gift this Christmas season if we understood the names of the Lord and then how that applies to us. Because as Christians, we are given the opportunity to take upon us.
Kimberly, I would go for that. I think that would be funny.
The name
Because she would be so mad. You know, she'd be so mad.
of Jesus Christ. We have the opportunity.
Okay, I don't want to hear about Jesus Christ anymore. Jesus Christ. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, did you see that? See? So, how do you know if you have love or lust in a relationship? Tell us.
The world has love and lust very confused. In fact, they're used synonymously, love and lust, and that is not possible. This is why love is so confused.
I wanna
This
know
is why
what love
sometimes
is.
we're in a loving
Want you to
relationship, yet there's so much
show me.
turmoil. There's so much hatred, and it's like, how can there be so much confrontation and chaos and hurt inside a loving relationship? Well, once you understand what lust is, it will start to make sense to you how that is possible. It's not. And that's because lust is in there. So what is love? Love is one of those definitions that there have been people who've spent lifetimes trying to define. They've written books on it. In fact, the Greeks came up with a category system.
I know, right,
where they
Kai?
compartmentalized love. The world has love.
These jump cuts are so confusing. It's like she's always starting a new video. And it's about something kind of the same as everything else, but also different.
And lust, very
Makes me
confused.
crazy.
In fact, they're used synonymously, love and lust, and that is not possible. This is why
You're not
this
possible.
Is why love is so confused.
This is why
sometimes
you need to.
we're in a loving,
This is why you're in jail.
a loving relationship, yet there's so
Quote
much
unquote
turmoil.
jail.
There's so much hatred, and it's like, how can there be so much confrontation and chaos and hurt inside a loving relationship?
Well, once you understand what lust is, it will start to make
Please tell
sense
us.
to you how
What is
that
it?
is
Is it
possible.
plants?
It's not.
It's plants, isn't
And
it?
that's because lust is in there.
Does lust equal plants?
So what is love? Love is one of those...
My eyes are glazing
It's
over.
one of those definitions that there have been people who've spent lifetimes trying to define. They've written books on it. In fact,
Really?
the Greeks came up with a
People wrote
category system
books
where they
about
compartmentalized love. The world has love and lust very
Okay,
confused.
I can't. Okay. Literally, it's like I have like some sort of I need to hear woke is not awake. This is when it's a very appropriate evening, by the way, folks. We're going into major distortion. This is why I named it Bat Country, because we're going into Bat Country. We're going into batshit crazy. Still got 3 more rows of videos after this one, which will take another whole live at least, I'm sure. And isn't there some sort of political event going on tonight? I don't know. Someone texted me and I was like, I don't know, but I'm going to be talking about these crazy Mormon moms in their Ron DeSantis boots.
And one of the tactics that distortion uses is to change the meaning of words over time so that there's confusion. I remember when Common Core came into the school system.
I like your great job at someone figured out how to use TikTok.
And it was
these people, why are they even doing this? These aren't even why are you even doing this?
a battle trying to speak with my child in around math, a math problem I knew how to do, and yet the
Plants.
language I was using was not being
Photography.
understood by my child because
Physics.
different meanings were placed on those words, and it was divisive.
Well, were there
So
other
meanings
principles?
of words have changed, and this is why it's
Meanings.
important to go back to
This is why it's important to go back to plants to know about math, because math is principles, and so are words, and they are all like this.
God for the meaning, because God doesn't change.
So there are
Oh,
other
okay.
things that are going on in the world. There's this woke mentality. Someone just said to me just a few minutes ago,
Tell them.
like,
Tell
you
them,
talk
Jodi.
so much about being awake, but you don't like to say the word woke.
And I laughed because I'm like, does this person not understand the difference in the meaning of woke and awake?
Do you? Bitches? These two, not the people listening. Because they don't.
It's like completely opposite. But the person who was saying it
Frustrating.
thought that they meant the same thing.
Yeah, right.
And it's because this person wasn't extrapolating. They didn't know how to think. They were only thinking
Good word.
concrete.
Oh, look at this. The subtitles went into distortion.
And they're only thinking about their own meaning,
Yeah.
which is the distortion. So if they want to have a conversation with another person, they must stay humble, right? Honest, responsible, and humble. They must stay humble and get curious. Like, what do you mean by awake? And is there a difference between you using the word awake and using the word woke?
Am I kidding myself, or did the whole like narration thing break there?
I'd say yes.
'Cause it's
And
just
one of the
says-
tactics
okay.
that distortion uses is to change the meaning of words over time.
Here, I need to like start this over because that was really funny. This is a good one to go out on. I love you guys. Pay attention to the captions on Woke is Not Awake, because they eventually just fade off into nothingness.
And one of the
Because
tactics
nothing
that
matters.
distortion
The captions went into distortion. At least
uses is to change the meaning of words over time so that there's confusion. I remember when Common Core came into the school system, and it was a battle trying to speak with my child in around math, a math
trying to learn math.
problem I knew how to do, and yet the language I was
Complaining about Common Core, which is, yeah, it's annoying.
using was not being understood by my child because different meanings were placed on those words. And it
So Common Core is woke?
was divisive. So meanings of words have changed. And this is why it's important to go back to God for the meaning, because God doesn't change.
So there are other things that are going on in the world. There's this woke mentality. Someone just said to me just a few minutes ago,
Look at her hands. Look at Jodi's hands. She's like clasping her own
Like,
hands.
you-
someone was just imagining holding my old dry hands like this, like this.
talk so much about being awake, but you don't like to say the word woke.
And I laughed because I'm like, does this person not understand the difference in the meaning of woke and awake? It's like completely opposite. But the person who was saying it thought that they meant the same
Literally went
thing.
into distortion.
right.
And
as
it's
did
because
your-
this person wasn't
as did your AI.
extrapolating. They didn't know how to think. They were only thinking concrete.
Maybe extrapolating.
And they were only thinking about their
made
own
it,
meaning,
like,
which is the distortion.
blow
So
a
if they
gasket.
want to have a conversation with another person, they must stay humble, right? Honest, responsible, and humble. They must stay humble and
Feel
get
bad for that
curious.
AI
Like, what do
that
you mean
died
by
there.
awake?
One
And
AI
is there a
died in this
difference
video.
between you using the word awake and using the word woke? And I'd say, yes.
And one of the tactics that distortion uses is to
Yeah. Hallelujah. Okay, let's have a cleansing moment. We are awake. That we know. These people are crazy. Thank you all for joining me. I'm laughing really hard and I'm losing my voice. I'm really excited that we are not completely done yet with this series and we still have more to laugh about this week. Hopefully I will be back tomorrow. No, I don't think I'll be back tomorrow actually. I'll probably try to come back Friday or Saturday. We'll just see. But don't worry, I'll be back. Don't you worry your little heads about it. Okay, guys, I am going to tune out and keep eating my Korean food. I love you all. Please don't forget to hit subscribe or whatever all the things are, because it would be really fun to do this like full time one day. Well, maybe not. I'd have to vary my topics a little bit, but you know. All right. Have a lovely evening, everyone. I'll be back soon. Don't live in distortion. Stay away from the darkness. Go towards the light. Go towards the light. But also, there's no such thing as that in reality. And, you know, you can go your own